Hey guys, it's me David and welcome back to week 21 of building Crait. Yeah, 21, man. That's how old I am actually. Alright guys, so where have I been the last 2 weeks? We took a 2-week break. What have I been doing? Just quick recap. First week, the reason why we didn't have Crait was because it was my final exam week for college. So the semester's done now. I'm free for the summer. That's all fun and dandy. Exams were a big pressure, so that's why we didn't have Crait that week. And last week, why we didn't have Crait was because I had a sudden opportunity to go on vacation to Northern California. And so I said, oh my God, yeah. So I took that opportunity. I took a quick vacation out in California, took some amazing photos. I'm actually, if you guys didn't know, I'm a pretty avid photographer outside of my YouTube channel, so I love doing that stuff. So beautiful, beautiful place in Northern California. Loved it. So that's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks. That's why we didn't have the segment. So I apologize for making you guys wait this long. I guess it's been 3 weeks from this upload date since our last Crait segment. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, well, what have you been doing other than what I just said? Well, guys, this segment, you're going to see the wall fully suspended. Nothing under it. Nothing. Like nothing is holding it up other than the 2 supports on each end. You're going to see how I do that in this segment, and it's pretty crazy, honestly. The amount of weight, and you can kind of get a preview behind me, the amount of weight that wall is at least 20 to 30 pounds. And for it to free hang is an accomplishment in itself, and you're going to get to witness that in this segment. We're also going to build a lot, and I mean a lot more of the salt pieces, otherwise known as the fractals, as the Star Wars guys like to call it. And then we're also going to do some other little tiny other things. But those are the 2 big highlights that we're going to be doing in the video. The last thing I want to talk about before we head into it, and I don't really like to do this type of stuff. I'm not one to do sponsors or anything for my YouTube videos, but I think this is okay considering it's my own thing. So I just want to quickly let everybody know that I have a store called Minifigs for You. It's basically where I make custom Lego minifigures. They're custom printed and designed in-house. This is not something new. If you haven't heard of it, I've been doing it for 5+ years now. And some of you know about it, some of you don't. So I just want to put this out there that all of the money that comes from those clone troopers, those custom Lego figures that I'm making, is going towards Crait. So if you want to help contribute towards Crait, then that would be a wonderful help. The other thing I also want to mention is I also run a BrickLink store. And what I'm actually doing on the BrickLink store is I'm actually selling 3/4 of my clone army. It's come to the point where I'm like, do I really need 5,000 clone troopers just sitting around? I'd rather put them to good use. I'd rather people find a better use than me having them in a box somewhere. So I'm starting to sell off the clone army. Not all of it, just to the point where I have enough where, okay, if I'm ever going to build a mock with clone troopers, this is plenty. So don't worry about that. A Camino mock is still possible with the clone troopers I'll have left over, for those of you wondering. I know that's something a lot of you have been requesting. But anyhow, so those 2 things, my Minifigs for You site and my BrickLink store, are both big things that help contribute towards Crait. Now, I haven't started a Patreon or anything like that, like a lot of other YouTube channels are doing, to raise funds for the YouTube channel. The reason why I bring this up is Adpocalypse, as some of you on YouTube have heard, is starting to affect my channel slowly. And so this is basically me trying to save the day to make sure Crait continues to get built every week, and for me to continue to make YouTube videos for you guys. As you guys know, I live by myself in my own apartment, and I literally pay all my bills. So unfortunately, I can't take all my YouTube money and just put it towards this mock. I have to divide it out each week, or each month, I suppose. And so all the money from Minifigs for You and from BrickLink are going towards funding for Crait. So if you could possibly at least take a look at that, see if there's anything you're interested in, that would be fantastic. If not, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, commenting below, being a fan is plenty, guys, or even hitting the little ring bell thing. But in any of that, if you don't have the money, that's fine, okay? Don't stress about it. It's an optional thing. If you want to contribute towards the mock, that's great. If not, that's understandable. You guys being here, you guys being the best fans ever, is something I could never repay you guys for. Also, lastly, before getting into the video, 250,000 subscribers. Sorry if I blew somebody's ears off on their headphones, but my God, 250,000 subscribers. I am making a dedicated giveaway video. I'm going to be giving away some Lego sets probably here in the next day or two. So look out for that video. We're going to have a big celebration for that 250K, quarter of a million subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. But check out my site, Minifigs For You or BrickLink, if you are interested in clone troopers on Minifigs For You. I've just restocked a whole bunch of clone troopers. Captain Rex and the 501st Legion from the Embarra series on the Clone Wars TV show is all in stock, or all for pre-order, and those ship out in 2 weeks. So if you're interested in those, take a look down below. They're awesome figures. I make them in-house. I think you guys will like them. Let's get into the video. Let's go, guys. All right, guys, so starting this week off, good news. The BrickLink order for suspending the wall is here. So these are the support mounts that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago that I built on LDD. The parts are here now. This is everything I need. So now comes the challenge of literally making this wall sort of free hang. Basically, we're gonna have, as I showed in the LDD version of it, we're gonna have a support here, and then there'll be these big bars coming out of here, and they'll have support beams here and here, so that way the wall doesn't go forward nor backwards by how tall it is, and then all the weight is literally going on these little pillars that we're going to be making here in just a bit. So we're going to get that done. That's the main thing that we're going to be working on this week. And then the other thing I want to get done actually is making more salt pieces. So these, we haven't made a lot, and when we do, it doesn't seem like enough. So I really want to actually get it to the point where, if possible, try to fill in the, maybe all of this, but we'll see. That's a big ask. It takes a while to build these things, so I'd like to build more of these, and then also we can really start figuring out what we want to do with these mountain areas right here, since we'll have the wall floating. So those are the goals in this segment. So I'm not going to talk too much longer here about other things I want to do. Instead, let's just get started. This is going to take a pretty good amount of time to get this wall, these supports and all of that ready. I got to move the wall, I think, over here, or maybe I'll put it right here. I don't know. You'll see in a second. But so we can start putting those mounting brackets up, and we can start, getting these pillars ready, because those have to be built, and I have to move the wall to do that. Also, if you're wondering, the hammer's here just in case to keep the wall from coming back. Never know. It's just a good safety thing, because this thing, it's a very sturdy wall, but where it's currently at, it's just one push, and it's gonna go falling. But so don't want that to happen now, guys. Of course, we have the ATM6 there, and I have decided I'm 90% sure I'm gonna do 3 of them, so 2 more will come their way. I think 3 of them plus Kylo Ren's command shuttle, possibly the AT-AT with them. We'll see. Just depends on how crowded it is when we get to section 3, but that is what I'm thinking. All right, let's get into this, guys. All right, guys, so I have built these supports that you're seeing right now. It works just as good as I thought it would. At least so far. We have to kind of put it in place and then see how that looks. But as you can see, I attached the beam columns here. They're attached to the wall, and they're on both sides. So that's what they look like. Again, they're not, I don't want them to extend that far out, because again, the mock isn't that big from where the wall is going to be sitting. So it's important that they're not super long. These right here, it's so weird. You build something in LDD and then you build it in real life, and you're like, what? Because I don't know. It's a strange feeling, but anyhow, these are the parts where these brackets that we've built here are going to attach to these other brackets, and that's how it all kind of works. So it's going to look like that, and then of course these Technic bricks right here are all going to be attached to one large column. So it's going to, the column's going to be where my hand is right now. So as you can see, it goes back quite a bit. But this will actually be in place over there already, because with, the reason why is I told you guys when with the LDD design when I was making it, is I realized that this cannot, the column and all that cannot be connected at the same time because of how the wall fits in to where it's going to be on the stilts. These need to already be stationary, so that way you can just put the wall down and then you would take these and connect them in like that. So that's the whole purpose. So these red pins right here are all just, you basically sit the wall down and you push the pins in and you're done. And what's cool is the wall is removable, so you can take them out and boom, the wall comes out. So that was the whole point of that. But yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Again, all you have to do is take the pin. Let's see, it's hard to do with one hand, but very hard to do with one hand, but there we go. So you can see it works. Looks good. I'm very happy with the design. So now we just got to build the columns here. And of course we got to attach this one over here as well. But it is looking great. I love, again, I can't say this enough, but I love the way it looks. So that's awesome. So this is how we're attaching the wall to where it's going to be standing over there. So it's a good support system. Highly recommend you do something like this if you're ever building very large structures, that you have some type of support system inside internally, because you don't want to take that risk and think, oh, it'll just stay up. You always want to have that backup support. Otherwise, you risk the chance of it all coming down and breaking, which we don't want to happen. But yeah, it's cool to see that the LED design works in person. That's awesome. I'm very happy with it. So from here on out, we're gonna be over here, and I'm gonna get rid of these things, these plate area things, and we're gonna start building where the actual area is gonna be sitting. So without ado, let's get that going and see what that looks like. So let's go. Okay, guys. So if I'm being honest here, what I've done here is pretty stupid. So what I've done exactly is, right now the wall is free hanging by itself. There it is. Looks awesome for sure. Actually, it looks even better than I thought it would, honestly. Alright, so let me explain what's going on. So I've built the two columns here. So here's the first one. It's halfway built, it's not finished. And here's the other one right here. And as you can see, they work perfectly. They fit the wall exactly. So that was great, first try. It works great. It fits in there for the most part. There is a little gap there, but it works. But this part right here can be exposed in white and all kinds of different colors, because this is obviously going to all be covered up. The inside here, this part needs to actually be gray or just a solid color in general, in case that has to be shown. But as you can see, the columns aren't built right now, and there's really nothing right here holding it. If I take this, I don't want to, but it was, when I put it on here, there was nothing under it and it was just fine. But at the moment, the entire wall, this entire wall is just balancing on these stilts that I built. So that means the wall is perfectly balanced from the front end all the way into the top end on the top here. It's perfectly balanced on these stilts, which is good, but obviously this is why I built this system. This is why I built all of this, is these columns are supposed to make sure it doesn't move back and forth. So right now, there is no column, so it's just kind of like just one push. It's all it takes. This entire thing will go flying down. So I'm being extremely careful at the moment with how I'm going about just working around the wall right now. I think I am going to have to take it off again because of building the rest of these. The reason why I put the wall here in the first place is I needed to see where these lined up so I could get a good idea of where to start building these columns. And as you can see, there is just barely enough room. I couldn't have built this better, honestly, but there is barely enough room to get this column in there. It will go right to the back of the base, which is fine. but that just shows how perfect it really lines up. I got everything exactly the way I wanted it to. The wall is exactly where I want it to with how I carved it out. There's enough room here for the columns. I could not be more happy. On top of that, I wasn't expecting that the wall would actually be balanced. I thought I was going to be holding it the entire time and then take it off, but instead it decided, oh hey, you know, I'm actually balanced. So that's crazy. Wasn't expecting that. But look how awesome that looks. I know we're going to see like it actually fully floating here at the end of the video, but just, you know, seeing this, I love the way that these stands kind of blend in with the wall, that it looks like it's actually part of it. Like this right here looks like it's continuous into this, and this is the actual wall. So I love how that really turned out. I didn't even plan on that. It just worked out that way. So I love when things do that, when I'm like, oh my God, it actually worked. So yeah, that's just awesome, honestly. I think it looks so good. It's looking even more like Crait now. So I really can't wait to get these columns built for the wall to actually be fully stationed, so we don't have to worry about it falling anymore. So that's what we're going to go do next, is get these columns built on each side and finish building these areas right here on both sides as well. And then I can take this little thing here, which really, it's just there as a safety precaution. Like I said, I can take it out. I just don't want to. Just for obvious reasons of like, hey, I don't want my entire, like, you know, 50 hours of work just go crashing and just, you know, blow up into a billion pieces. So don't want that to happen, guys. But yeah, it's looking awesome. I love that it's already basically almost free hanging at the moment. So that's very cool. Let's get these columns so we can actually see it fully free hanging, and we'll really see what Crait looks like from there on out. So columns, let's see what these look like. There they are, guys, the columns. So it's a little different than what I had personally imagined. I'm sure a lot of you imagined something a little different, but I went with something a little different. In order to save bricks is kind of what I did here. So the reason why this cut off right here is, you'll see in a little bit, but I had to like do it this way for where these things stand. But anyhow, I only actually made part of the column bricks, as you can see, and part of the column using these. I guess they're like 1x5x6. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the piece is called, but I have a bunch of them from previous mocks and stuff, so I was like, you know what, let me just utilize these. And they are great because they're so sturdy, and when you use Technic Pins, these things right here, with them, they're extremely sturdy. So you can see, like, even though this leg is missing, it's very sturdy. It's, I mean, it's a little wobbly just because of, like, all the weight up here, but it works really good. But then, as you can kind of see here, what I've done is I've just attached it to all these bricks, and I just built this entire section as best as I could. So it's pretty well made. And of course, you know, I just want to show, this is again how it works, but when you put it next to the column or next to the wall, you just do that with all the red pins, and then boom, it works. And then you can take them out if you want to remove the wall. So that is, again, going back to the wall and, you know, how it's made. The goal here is not for the wall to be stationary and never move and be built into everything. That's not the goal. The goal is, you know, like I made all these sections be able to separate. The wall also has to be able to come off because it's such a huge part of the mock. There's no way, if I built it into all of this right here, there's no way to really remove the wall or split the sections. So the wall had to be removable, and this is the design that I decided to use. So it's giving me stability while also having the ability to remove the wall when, say, I need to move the mock, or say take it to a convention. So when you're building large things, this is an aspect you have to think about when considering, hey, am I going to ever move it anywhere? Am I ever going to move houses? Am I ever going to take it to a convention? You always have to think about things like that. So that's where this entire design really kind of came from when I was working on it on LDD. All right, so I'm going to get this column installed as well as the other one, and I'm going to make that wall literally free hang, so let's go check that out right now. Alright, guys, You know what I'm about to show you. It looks so amazing. There it is, guys. The wall is officially free hanging by itself. Look at how awesome that is. I can't believe we actually did it. So I'll just quickly take a look and we'll go around it and see how it was kind of done. But as you can see, it is fully free hanging. Look at that. Just that's crazy. All that weight. This thing weighs at least 30 pounds. No joke. It weighs that much. I can't believe it works. The design works. Seriously. This is just crazy. Well, I guess that just shows time and dedication really can help you achieve whatever you want to do. But yeah, look at that. That's an awesome view. If we had this finished right here, just imagine all the troops going out in the battlefield and you see these giant walkers coming about. Ugh. Now we just need the turrets. Now I just really want to get it going. I just want to get Crait finished now that the wall is officially free hanging. This is a big crown achievement that I've been wanting to do for some time now. So being able to do it is really something. It really is crazy though. So here are the columns though, going back to them. As you can see, the pins are all locked in. Everything worked exactly as I thought it would. Everything is connected, and these columns, just look, if I move this, I don't know if you can kind of see, but the entire wall moves. So that just shows that these are holding the weight of, or not holding the weight, but making sure the column or the wall stays in place here. So these support beams are a key component. They really are. If I just move it, the entire wall moves. So it's a good thing that these are in place and that they are working. And also, I really actually like how they turned out. Like, they're not too distracting. We will cover them up over here eventually. You won't see any of this, but it is nice. Another thing right here is I built this wall up a little bit more in order to just put like a plate here and connect this in. That's part of the reason why I also did this design, is that you have all these open areas that when I'm finishing building these this area right here, and we're building the wall up, I can connect into this beam and make it even more interconnected into the actual MOC. So that's part of the reason why I left it, why I did this design as well, is being able to connect and make it even more sturdy as time goes on, rather than it having, being in place and that's where it's going to be, and not have any more support added to it later on. Because obviously we still have a lot more to build on the sides, so it would make sense to be able to connect into this, because this is a very important part of the structure. So it works, and it also is kind of future proof as well. So I am digging it. Sorry, I apologize for the mess down here. This will obviously be cleaned up over time. Just right now, I'm limited to the space in this room, so I try to make do with every little possible space I can, without, of course, obtruding my walkway around the MOC. But there it is, guys. I'm so happy that we are able to do it. Just look at that. That is so cool. That all that weight is being free hanged right now. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And then of course I have the ATM6 right there, just so you get a size comparison. I think the amount that I left open right there is perfect for accuracy towards the size of the ATM6. I did also take the ski speeder, even though they don't come out from the bottom, they come out actually from the top area and they shoot out. I still wanted to see if it was possible to see if these things were tall enough, and surely enough, plenty of space. If, say, you wanted to drive the ski speeders out of it, you definitely could. So that's awesome as well. That's what it looks like if you're curious in terms of size comparison. It's the ski speeder, huge wall, very, very huge. But yeah, and I just love, as I was saying earlier, the way the design blends in there. it looks fantastic. Now we need to get these turrets up, and we need to get these mountains finished, and then we'll have quite an awesome Crait mock that I think is going to be something. I think it might be better than Kashyyyk, but we'll have to wait and see. It is turning out to be something else entirely in terms of its scale. I didn't realize it was going to be quite this big, but it is looking good. I also put this thing down here. Again, that might be the area where, you know, these feet that'll be under the wall go in, but we'll see. In terms of the feet, I know there's like feet that kind of stick out underneath the wall. I'll probably add those. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I think it'll be something honestly pretty simple. I'm not expecting too much out of it, but I don't think it'll be that hard. I'm just going to do something simple, some easy, simple design that can come on and off, because when I take the wall off, say if I was moving, those feet would be a problem, so they're not going to be fully attached. I think they'll just be like little things I just put under it, and I think that'll look good, honestly. But there it is, guys. There's the wall, fully free hanging. Yeah, that's awesome. It just looks epic, honestly. Really does. Right there, that view right here is awesome. All right, so the last thing I guess I want to do, as I said in the beginning, is we're going to try to get more of these salt pieces built. Probably won't be able to cover this entire area right here, but I definitely want to make more of them, and maybe put it up around here. I also might work around here, we'll see. But let's do a couple more things. Oh, and need to fill in these areas. As you can see, there's a space now between the wall and the mountain, and same over here. There's this weird, awkward space that needs to be filled in, so I'll probably get that done as well. But yeah, all right, let's head on to the next part. All right, guys, so I've been working hard for the last couple hours, and I built a lot more salt pieces than I had expected. There's a lot more here now. So unfortunately, just barely couldn't finish that section over there. I was on a roll, guys. I was just building and building these salt pieces, and then I ran out of parts, and I couldn't finish this last bit over here, and we could have had this whole area covered. So that's unfortunate a little bit, but I mean, I have a good excuse. I'm literally out of parts, just about out of almost everything here. The biggest thing that I'm missing, obviously, is the 1x2 inverted slope that actually makes up most of the salt piece. So that's a little sad. I was so hoping we could just finish it out in terms of covering it all. Now, again, I just want to remind everybody that I'm sure a lot of people will be like, well, there's so many spaces between it. I literally just threw these fractals / salt pieces, whatever you want to call them. I threw them down and just pushed them together to show you guys this. This is, again, the final version. I'm going to carefully, precisely put all of them together. So there isn't going to be nearly the amount of spaces there are right now. So again, in the final mock, there will not be the spaces, the big spaces you are seeing currently. But regardless, look how awesome that is. Just so cool right there. We have the entire wall free hanging by itself now, and we have almost this entire section over here covered with the fractals, salt pieces, whatever you want to call them. That looks fantastic. I also filled in these areas over here as well as over there. You can kind of see it right there, just kind of peeking. But both of those are filled in now, so it doesn't look as strange anymore. But from here on out, definitely need to start working on the mountain pieces here. It's going to take some time to get the parts in. I still haven't fully figured out what colors, if I'm just going to stick with the colors I have currently and just do it mostly light gray, or if I want to involve dark gray or some other colors or white. That is still something up in the air, so that's something I'll have to figure out over the next week. But guys, Crait is looking so good. I love the way it's turning out, guys. It is so awesome to see now that the wall is free floating. That is a big achievement, I feel like. Now that is done, we can definitely move on with a lot more of Crait. That was a big thing that I was needing to get done. Now we can work around the mountains. Now we can actually start to put the flooring and cover all this up and make an inside in here. Now we can work on the turrets. And of course, I'm going to order parts for more ATM6s so we can get that third section underway. So still have a lot more to go, but this is a big big update, in my opinion, a mega update, and I think it's looking great now. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Let's go ahead and head out to the end of the video. Let's go. All right, guys, that was week 21. Pretty awesome, right? Seeing that suspended wall, I think it really enhances Crait. I think it looks beautiful. I'm not like trying to, you know, I don't know, build things up or whatever, but I really honestly think it looks amazing. I love seeing this. It makes me want to finish Crait now, like really finish it. And I'm ready to do it. Ideally we get it done by the end of summer. But some things I'm planning on doing over the summer from other YouTube videos might push it back into the fall, but we'll see. As I was saying in the beginning of the video, Minifigs for You and my BrickLink store, both things are big contributors to helping me finish Crait. Money is sadly an issue with building giant Lego MOCs. I'm sure a lot of you understand that. But if you guys could, you know, take a look at the store. If not, that's fine. If you do, that's great. If you could, if you want to make a purchase, just know that that is going towards Crait, and you are helping towards this. And I'm going to actually really try to emphasize fans helping fund the MOC in a better way, I feel like. So I want to give some recognition back to anybody who's helping me fund the MOC. So I'm going to try to figure out ways to do that here in the coming weeks. But I think that's about it. Like I said, take a look at those stores. I haven't started a Patreon or anything like other YouTubers. So, you know, eventually maybe I'll do a Patreon. We'll just see. But right now, I just want to stick to the Lego stuff because I feel like that stuff makes sense. If I'm going to sponsor my videos, it should be something Lego related, and the sponsorship is myself. So, I mean, I think that's fine. Hope you guys can understand. If you guys think I'm being pushy or anything like that, let me know down in the comments. I'm really not. Like, please don't feel pressured that you have to go buy something. I don't want to make anybody feel pressured. I want to make sure that everybody is seeing Crait be built and be finished as fast as possible. And money from these figures definitely helps do that. All right, that's going to be it, guys. I hope you have a great, wonderful day. I'll see you guys next week in week 22. Bye-bye.